Alex Pereira is linked with a fresh opponent for his next UFC fight. That's according to the UFC commentator and world-renowned podcaster Joe Rogan, who intimated in one of his latest appearances that the Brazilian striker, who has won the UFC championship at middleweight and light heavyweight, could be making a history-setting move to heavyweight. Pereira has been linked with numerous opponents of late, including his old rival Jiri Prochazka, and super fights against the likes of Jon Jones or even Tom Aspinall. However, per Rogan, the fighter he could compete against next is someone fresh. Pereira has fought in the UFC more often at light heavyweight than he has at middleweight, and considering his natural weight exceeds 220 pounds, and can often hit the 240-pound mark, a move to heavyweight in 2026 may be a foregone conclusion. When one casts an eye on the UFC's rankings at the 205-pound limit, there is only the number 3 ranked Carlos Ulberg out of the top 5 fighters who Pereira hasn't already beaten at least once. This means there is little competition left for him to beat, that he hasn't already beaten in that division. There's a lot of chatter about him fighting in the heavyweight division, Rogan revealed on his Joe Rogan Experience podcast. Rogan then explained who he's heard Pereira could fight next. There's a lot of chatter about him perhaps even fighting Cyril Gane. Rogan continued, I don't know how much is true, I haven't talked to UFC boss Dana White about it. But transitioning to heavyweight is not an illogical move. He's 240 pounds right now, 240 plus. Make no mistake about it, that guy can knock out heavyweights. No doubt about it, he hits harder than anyone they've ever recorded. Gane's last outing was against Aspinall and, though he started the fight with a lot of momentum, the bout was abruptly brought to an end on account of an eye poke that compromised the British slugger's vision, and turned the main event into a no contest. White said immediately that it's likely they'd do a rematch. However, Aspinall has since complained that his vision remains far from perfect. It is a possibility that, if Gane were to brawl with Pereira, then the interim heavyweight title could be on the line for the winner.